morning, everybody. Welcome back to DadBearDIY. Today we're going to be doing a video on some household maintenance where we clean out a slow draining shower drain. For those of you new to the channel, DadBearDIY is a place where we post videos on performing normal, everyday household maintenance. It can include stuff like this. It can include lawn care. It can include vehicle maintenance. These are all sort of things that if you haven't experienced before, you might try to look up and see how it can be done, if it's something you want to do yourself, or if you need to hire a professional. This is definitely a job that you can do yourself up to a point, but if it gets too bad, if you let it get too bad, you may have to call somebody in. But today we're going to try to knock this out before it becomes a big problem. The sort of things that could give you an idea that you might need to do this. So symptoms, if your drain is slowly draining, so when you're taking a shower, if you start to notice that the water starts to creep up a little bit, and by the time you're done with your shower, you've got 2 or 3 inches of standing water in your tub, that eventually goes away. That's a slow drain. So today we're going to take care of that. The tools that we're going to use are this. This is one of many products that are very similar to this. We got this at our local super center. This is just a plastic rod, stick, however you want to call it. It's flexible, and it has these little barbs on it. These are what are going to grab hold of any hair clogs that you've got. We're going to put that in, we're going to twist it to kind of tie it so it holds on to the hair, and then we're going to pull it out, trying to be careful not to catch these little barbs on any edges or anything that might make it difficult to get this out. So that's the tool we're going to use. Some of the other things we're going to use are these poly disposable gloves. These are latex free. We also get these at our local super center. These can be used for any number of different things, so we keep a couple of bags around the house at all times. So anytime you're doing something nasty, you can use these. We're also going to reuse a plastic grocery bag. Now, you don't have to use these, but I hate that we rarely have the option for paper. So you can use paper. It might be a little bit messier because usually these clogs, when they come out, they're wet. So another thing I'd recommend having around is some paper towels. Even though I'm wearing the gloves, I usually use the paper towels. I'll hold this and wrap this around the hair clog to remove it from the tool. So that can help soak up some of the moisture too if you're putting this in a plastic bag, so or a paper bag. So those are the things I'm going to recommend having. If you're older, like me, and you have bad knees, it might be a good idea to have a foam pad that you can put down on the floor since you're going to be bending over the tub. So this is what we're going to be doing today. I've got 2 bathroom drains. Since I'm doing one, I'm going to go ahead and do both. And I'm just going to film us doing this one bathroom here. So if you have a sensitive stomach, you might want to be careful because sometimes these clogs look really, really nasty. So just give you a fair warning there. But we're going to knock this out today, and this will be the first in-home project we've taped. So I'm glad you guys came to the channel. If you like the videos, hey, give us a thumbs up or a like there, and we hope that you subscribe. You know, click that bell for notifications, so anytime we put out a new video at DadBearDIY, you can get a heads up and check it out. Thanks for joining us, and let's get started on this work. All right, this is our drain in question. This particular drain is one I picked up at our local glue box store, and it's got a push so you can use your foot. It's nice. You push down on one side and it closes the drain, and then you can tap it with your toe and it opens. But the problem is it's not easy to get into if you've got to use one of these little tools. So you have to remove this. And it can be a little difficult, especially if it's been in there a while. But this top part screws in. So clockwise and counterclockwise, of course. All right. Now I recommend, if you're going to have to take this apart to clean the drain, you might as well go ahead and wash the parts that come off. Now, like I said, if you've got a queasy stomach, sometimes this stuff can be pretty gross. So just, there's your last warning. So, as you can see, this screws in right here. It's plastic, so you got to be careful. You don't want to tighten it down too much. First of all, if you tighten it down too much, it will go down too far and it won't allow water to drain through freely. So you kind of have to, you might have to adjust it to find your middle ground. So, but that's our top, and we're gonna rinse that off and wipe that off before we install it. So you can see there's hair in there, there's soap scum, and I'm gonna tell your kids, if they're opening a new bottle of something, they don't need to let this stuff fall into the drain. Alright, so it's been a day. It's been a day since this tub was ran, so all the water is draining, and this stuff is starting to dry out, which will make it less nasty. But look, from right here, just without even using the tool, you can see the hair is collecting around the somewhat built-in screen. It's really the plate that the drain top screws into. But guys, you can try to do everything possible to keep your drains from getting hair in it. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. This is all you're doing is making you have to do it less frequently. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and get started with our tool. Now, this is, again, you can see the little barbs on there. You can see they're kind of roughed up. That's because they'll catch on the edges of this stuff, and you might have to work on it to get it out. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to start by pushing this in. I've got a few different slots I can work through on this particular drain. I'm going to actually go through the one that has the most hair attached to it, and I'm not even going to put it in that far. I'm just trying to get the stuff that's like right at the top right now. Okay, so alright, and if you can pull stuff out without having to twist this tool, it does make it easier to get the hair removed from the barbs. Once you spin it, it's going to take a little bit. You're going to have to work on it to get it off. Okay? And a lot of this hair will wrap its way around multiple surfaces, so just keep that in mind. Alright? You're also not going to get all of the hair out of the drain. You just want to get as much as possible. See, that's just pulled loose from that little bit that I was pulling that out. Okay. If you're lucky, the clog will be right at the top. And as I'm looking down into this drain, I'm not really seeing anything below the base here. So that might be a good sign. And I mean, it was a slow drain. It wasn't like it was, not draining at all. So water was getting through. It was just up here at the top of the drain was kind of choked off a little bit. Now, when Willow Bear told me about this problem, she she did make a point of getting the Drano out just to make sure to loosen this stuff up, which is good. Okay. Well, I just pushed that down in there and through the elbow, so the stick went down and then it curved into the elbow. And again, I'm not seeing anything that looks like it's terrible. You're not gonna get all the hair out of here, okay? All right, but we want to clear as much as we can, so that again, it just extends the time between having to do this. So, not too bad. Now let's see if we're going to turn the water on and see if we can get good drainage here. Yep, and I'm looking down in the pipe right now, and I'm not seeing any backup at all. Okay, so that means that our slow drain was caused by just this buildup of hair right here at the bottom of the drain opening. Okay, so that just kind of goes to show you, if you take care of this at the earliest onset, like when you first started to notice that it's draining slowly, it won't be nearly as bad a job. Okay, I have had and we'll see what happens when I go to the other bathroom and do it there, but it's I mean, I've had to stick this stick almost all the way up to the top barbs to pull a clog that had started out like that, and then because the water wasn't flowing as freely, it allowed material to settle, and then of course with that soap scum and building up on the hair, skin cells, all that kind of stuff, it produced another clog further back. And when I pulled that one out, I mean, it almost looked like an animal was stuck in there. So again, the earlier you get to this, the better. It won't be as bad, it won't be as nasty, and I think we're going to be good to go there. So I'm going to do it real quick. I'm going to wash our drain stopper that I took out, and then I'm going to put that back in. All right, like I said, that wasn't too bad. So we got that clean, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to thread this back in to the center hole at the base of the drain. Okay. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. You can see. And this is where I was talking about adjusting this drain plug so that it closes enough and yet still allows you to open it. To give you an idea real quick of how this thing works. Now, this is a rubber boot, so if you push on this, okay, see how it locked? Okay, so that's the closed position, right, and that's the open position. Now, if you go down too far, it's not going to raise enough to allow water to go through. If you don't go down far enough, it's not going to apply enough pressure to close. So I'm going to put it right, you know what, we're going to try right here first, okay, and then alright, that's definitely closed enough, okay, but see this right here, now all I have to do is tap this, and think about it, if you're in the shower you can just use your foot. Oh, okay, I got it too far down. Yep, okay, so now I need to back it out. I'm going to do a half a turn. Now the close, because there isn't close on that side, this is open. Oh, okay, it did pop up, but just barely. So if I push this down, it closes. And not quite. Okay? Alright, now I was able to get it open, but I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna loosen this up one more half turn, and that way we've got close. I should have pushed there, and then open. Close. Alright, and let's see if the water will collect. Alright, so water's pooling. Let's see if it drains, which it shouldn't. Okay, so it doesn't. I'm not seeing the water retreat any at all at the edges. So now when I hit open, there you go. All right, we got it. Looks good. So I'll go do the other bathroom. Soap scum. All right. So, as I told you, I said we haven't had an issue with any slow drainage. But just to give you a little bit of insight here, Willow Bear, when she came and told me about the other bathroom, Willow Bear doesn't have very long hair. But Mom Bear and Dad Bear are slowly growing. Mom Bear has long hair, and my hair is starting to get a little long too. If you got long hair, you're gonna have to do this probably more often than somebody with short hair. Just to give you a heads up. So if this is something that just like you really, really end up not liking to do, perhaps a haircut is in order. Like I said, we weren't having any slow drain issues, but you're going to see the difference between the small little tangled clumps that we saw in the other bathroom and this, because of Mom Bear and Dad Bear having longer hair. So here we go. Alright, I'm going to see if I can pull some of this out with my hand. Alright, this is going to be gross. Just hang on. All this hair, it collects. Like I said, you got dead skin cells and soap scum. It just holds on to, it just builds up on the hair until it creates a clog. Yeah, this is kind of gross. There, it looks like a small animal. And again, we weren't having any problem with this drain. We would have eventually, as you can see, but right now, those little barbs really get in there and they hold on. I got most of it here. Got a little bit left. So I'm going to stick this down in the curve. Actually, I'm going to try to move this to a different, there we go. Different hole to make this approach a little bit easier. Now when you make this turn like this is where it makes it difficult to bring the tool back up because the barbs catch on the edge. So you might have to like really maneuver. Now I'm twisting it to try to grab any hair that's been run through. And grab any little bit I can. We've got most of this out. I just need to try to find where it's hanging up. corner here a little bit. This is why you wear the gloves. Okay. Got a little clump right there that's like really hanging on. Can't quite figure out. Oh, that might have been it right there. There you got it. Drop around the bottom. Let's try that again. Yeah. There we go. That's it. Okay. Put the tool down. We're going to run a little bit of water. Nope. Make sure that the shower's turned off. That would have been terrible. Yep, we're good to go. Alright. Now all I need to do is I'm going to wash this stopper real quick, and then I'll put it back in, get it set to the right height, and we'll be done. I'll put this back in. Try to find the right height. Okay, a little bit of tension right there. So I'm going to see if that is low enough. Looks good. Will it open? It will. Let's see if that holds water. Alright. Now just watch to see if that water retreats any. Ah, okay, it's not retreating, so we'll go ahead and open and let that water drain. There it goes. Awesome. All right, everybody, we got those two drains cleaned. We had one drain that was showing symptoms of something wrong with slow water drain, and it actually ended up being not too bad. And then we had another drain that was showing no symptoms at all, but had a pretty significant amount of hair in it that would have led to a clogged drain. So it's a good thing we got in there when we did. I'm really glad you guys stuck with us through this video. This is definitely a job that you can do on your own. It doesn't require a very heavy skill set. All of the materials that we used are readily available, and they're not that expensive. You can get those like we did at our local super center or its affiliate. You can do this job, I think, without too much risk of messing anything up. Be aware though, if you're trying to clear a drain clog and it gets where it's just not moving, it's not, you want to take care not to push a clog further down the drain and create a bigger problem. Again, once the water stops draining, your typical drain cleaners that you can purchase at the store are probably going to be more effective. But for a slow drain, it's easier to do what we did and go in and try to pull out whatever water restriction is taking place. Anyway, I appreciate you guys sticking with us through the video and hanging out, doing a dirty job. And if you like the video, give us a thumbs up and do us a favor, hit that subscribe button and notifications so you can get an alert anytime we put up a new video. We're still getting our feet underneath us on this new format. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm learning to work with some equipment that I haven't worked with before, but we hope we're putting out some stuff that's interesting and, if nothing else, informative. So thanks again for coming with us on this adventure, and we will see you soon. You guys be safe and take care.